Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by, y'all. Look where we are. I know, y'all are looking at me going, Danielle, you live in a tiny little hick town in the red dot center of nowhere. Don't nobody know where you are. I know, but y'all calm down. Go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I'm gonna get through this almost a traffic light. I'm gonna get us through the stop sign, get us going where we need to go, and then I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Yeah, you smarty pantses, look around. When last we met, well, unless you watched my Friday video, in which case, when last we met, we were on the back porch in the swingy chair. But from my food and fitness videos, when last we met, we were sitting at the repair shop. Well, all right, I guess we got to the house because the intern had to come pick us up, but y'all quit being such nitpickers. The last time we were in the car, we were at the fix-it shop. And look, we're ootin' a boot. We got busted oot. We're ootin' a boot. So here's the dealio. The fix-it shop guys said there is no error code on my car. They didn't say there's nothing wrong with her, but they said they couldn't find anything wrong with her. They drove her around and around. She was acting just fine. So they did say that she needed a new battery, which y'all know how she does that thing where she'll sit for a little minute and then look at this. Look at these trees. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, look at the trees a minute while I'm talking to you. So, she'll do that little thing she does where if she sits for longer than a minute, really, if she sits for like a couple of days, she won't start. Well, they got her up on the rack, so I'm sure it wasn't a couple of days, but when they got her down, I don't know if she wouldn't start then, because that's a little embarrassing, but they said she needed a new battery. So put in a new battery, changed her oil, because they said she's way overdue for an oil change. But let's be specific here, because she might be time-wise overdue for an oil change, but I mean, I drive like 20 miles a month. So anyway, she got her oil change, she got her new battery, and now she seems happy as a little lark. So we'll see what happens. But I really have nothing to tell y'all other than I wanted to check in and let you know that I got my car back and that apparently ain't nothing wrong with her. And it's a beautiful day. We are headed to the Walmart. I got to pick up some groceries. And once again, oh, here's another lovely tree. We can look at some beautiful trees whilst we're talking. If you saw the video, my Friday video, which was the book tag, you know that I tried to go to Kohl's, but I got waylaid by myself. I got distracted in my own mind, and I was literally on my way to Kohl's and forgot to go there. I just went home. So I had to return some things to, I almost said to the Walmart, no. I had to go to Kohl's to return some things to Amazon. So I have now put them, I had them in a bigger bag. Now I put them in a cuter little bag, and I'm going to run to the Walmart, pick up my stuff, and then go directly to Kohl's. I'm not going to pass go. I'm not going to collect $200. I'm going to go directly to Kohl's, do my returns, and then y'all, I have no business being on here hanging out with y'all because I have nothing to talk about, and I still need to work out. I still need to figure, y'all will know when you see this what we're talking about, because I'm sure it's in my thumbnail. I don't know what we're talking about. So I'm going to go to Walmart, as I've said 5 times. I'm going to go to Kohl's, do my returns. Got to go home and work out. I'm going to drag myself through the shower, and then I will see y'all. And I don't know if of course we're going to be cooking, but if we're cooking, I'll see y'all in the kitchen. Otherwise, I'll see you in the appropriate place to do what we're going to be doing. So I will see y'all in a little while.
I got the juice like a snow cone. Ice in my veins and a cold flow. I'm getting cash overseas by the boatload. You wanna ride my wave? That's a no-go. Senoritas going loco. Make it bounce like a pogo. All my haters see rojo. They big mad cause they coming up short like Frodo. Activate the beast mode. I keep it hot, give your brain a heat stroke. You ain't a big shot, you some basic B-roll. The world is mine like my name's Pacino. Hey, it's Nico, I guess I'm back. Catch me in the fast lane on the right track. And my shorty is a 10 like a dime bag. Got me feeling like a millie, check the price tag. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, ain't no time for pit stop. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, cause my style. No time for daydreams. All my brothers get money, we call it gangrene. Just another day, but our focus still on the same thing. Us against everyone else, I recommend you change teams. Who the hottest in the city? We the top two. You said your music was litty, but that is not true. Just being honest, you should really just stop, fool. Matter of fact, empty no pockets, give me that watch too.
Y'all, there's no excuse for us sitting outside. But look how beautiful it is. I know, can y'all see? I don't know how much the trees are moving, but the wind is absolutely whipping, so it will serve me right if I have to re-record. Now the leaves are like rustling on the ground. It will absolutely serve me right if I have to reshoot this whole video, because like it sounds like whoosh the whole time. But I have my dead cat on my mic, so hopefully the wind is not killing us. But y'all, I cannot. It is so nice out. I cannot sit inside because in about a week, the weather is going to be just awful here. And I want to sit outside in my swingy chair and enjoy this weather. And I'm not even lying when I say that I cannot see a thing. I'm trying to look at my like viewfinder thing and see what this, I don't even know what this looks like. But here's the dealio. I did my runnings about. I went to the Walmart. I told you I was going to Kohl's. I did all those things. I worked out. I took a shower. And then I was like, ooh, I maybe should work out a little more just to, you know, bank some extra points, because it's never a bad idea to bank some extra points just in case, you know, you never know what kind of bad ideas you're gonna have, bad choices you're gonna make in a day. So then I worked out a little more. So I was clean and now I'm a little, you know, but now it's time to talk about some stuff. So y'all know from the thumbnail that we're gonna talk about, I don't know that we have ever actually talked about what we keep in our freezer. Have we done, I'm a mess, y'all. Have we done an actual like things we keep in our freezer rundown? I don't think we have. That's what we're gonna do now. So I gotta tell y'all this. When I was on the bike, I try to answer, I do. I answer like all comments. If you leave me a comment, I read all of my comments. If I don't read them as soon as they come in, I read them like within hours of when you leave them. I just don't answer them right away or for like a little minute, but I read every comment and I reply to every comment, but it just takes me a while. So I was replying to comments while I was on the bike, and while I was doing that, a comment came in that was somebody saying, and I have a friend who is like a legit content creator who tells me, do not, if you get like a snarky, like a nasty comment, do not feed into it. Just like say thank you and move on. Thank you for watching, move on. But like, don't feed into it, and do not comment on it on your videos. Y'all, I'm finna comment on a nasty comment because somebody on my video where we went to where I dropped the car off called my video clickbait because they had watched 7 minutes and I hadn't gotten to the point of the video. Seriously? First of all, if you don't have the wherewithal to scrub through a video and find what you're looking for, that's a you issue, not a me issue. That's going to be issue number one. And secondly, do not call me clickbait, because that's like calling somebody a liar. Now, because I did not get to what I was going to talk about as quickly as you wanted me to, doesn't mean I was not going to get there. And I didn't go back and watch, but I suspect that in the beginning of that video, I said, I'm going to go home, I'm going to work out, and then we're going to talk about some stuff. And that's precisely what I did. I went to PT, went home, did a workout in the video, and then got to what I was going to talk about. Now, if you didn't want to watch through all that, scroll the hell past. I'm not paying you and you are not paying me. So I know I need to calm down. And don't call me a liar. I am not a liar. And if you want to know how much of not a liar I am, ask me how you look in your damn yoga pants, because you'll see how much of not a liar I am. And this is why I don't, precisely why my friend said, do not reply to negative comments on your videos. But anyway, so, and there is 0% chance that person is watching this video after my reply to their little snarky comment on my last video, because y'all, I don't make clickbait. Anyhow, now with all of that being out there in the ether, let's talk about, was there something else I was going to tell y'all? If there was, it's just flew straight out my head, but you know it'll come back. Let's talk about the things that we keep in our freezer. And two things. One, it will serve me right if I have to re-record this video, because I should be inside showing y'all the things in my freezer, not just sitting here talking about them. And number two, early in the morning, I'm going to be editing this literally at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and early in the morning editing, Danielle is going to be so mad because I'm going to go through and pull up pictures of all of the things that I'm talking about that are in my freezer right now that I just don't want to go get, because I want to sit out here in my swingy chair and enjoy this lovely day. So if anybody is still with me after that little rant, thank you. Maybe I'll come to my senses during my editing and just like fast forward through all that. We'll see. Anyway, let's talk about what we have in our freezers. And y'all, one thing that I keep in my freezer that I don't think we have, most of these things we have talked about, at least like at some point in our cookings. I don't think we've ever talked about potatoes. I keep just plain old shredded potatoes, like shredded hash browns, in the freezer. Not like the McDonald's hash brown patties, just shredded hash browns. And here's why. 1/2 cup of shredded, plain old shredded hash browns is 2 points. And y'all, you can make 1/2 cup of hash browns for like a side dish. Like if you're making, I don't know, like a hamburger or cooking up some ground turkey or something, make you some 1/2 cup of hash browns. You can gussy them up. You can put onions, or you can scatter them, smother them, and cover them. You can do all kinds of things to them to make them like more hearty, make them tastier. Or you can just do your plain old 1/2 cup of hash browns, or you can use them as the base of a breakfast bowl. Try saying that at least like just one time fast. I can't get through it. The base of a breakfast bowl. So start with your hash browns on the bottom, and then do use some scrambled eggs, maybe some fat-free cheese, and again, throw in onions, peppers, maybe some salsa on the top. Y'all, delish. And all you're doing is that 2 points for the hash browns on the bottom. Everything else you're throwing in there is 0 points. If you're really hungry, if you want to sort of like front load your day with a bunch of food, can y'all hear this wind? It's a lot. But if you want to front load your day and get a whole bunch of food and a whole bunch of, not a bunch of points, but for 4 points, you can do 1/2 cup of hash browns, couple of eggs, some fat-free cheese, peppers, like bell peppers, onions, and then make you a couple of pieces of that Sara Lee Delightful bread toast. That's 1 point per slice. So that's 4 points all day. And y'all, that will fill you right up and get you off to a great start for your day. So shredded potatoes, I either always have them in the freezer, or they're always either in my freezer or on my shopping list. And you can get a big old bag of those at the Walmart, or you can get a big bag of them at like Sam's, Costco, BJ's, whatever your big box store is. Another potatoes that I keep around, y'all know this, I keep these around for the intern. We were buying those Bob Evans single serving mashed potato cups. Now those are more like 5 or 6 points per serving, but you can, I have heard you can heat them up on the stove. I've never done that. I just throw them in the microwave oven. But again, either those or what I've been buying, because those actually have an expiration date, like they can get a little sketch after. I mean, it's like a long little minute, but they will get sketch on you. Ask me how I know. But there are ones that you can buy that are the same kind of like single serving size, but they're like, remember the like Hungry Jack potato flakes that we had back in like the 70s? The brand that I get at the Walmart, I think they're Idahoan. It's Idaho's where potatoes come from, right? So I think it's Idahoan. I know what anyway, what kind of name is that? But they come in a little single serving size cup. You'd rip the top off, you pour water into the fill line, stir it up, stick it in the microwave for 90 seconds, and then you got you a bowl of mashed potatoes. So either one of those mashed potatoes you do, it's like 5 or 6 points. Use that as your base. And what I do is I do that, throw in corn, and then like I'd stir fry some, or like, brown some ground turkey. Mix that up, maybe throw in some fat-free cheese, and y'all, that is so, so filling. And I don't even do like bread or anything with that. It's just that. And it's the 5 or 6 points, whatever it is for the potatoes. And it is so filling. And y'all, it's so, so easy. And to me, the beauty of these things, like the Idahoan, I'm gonna say that so slowly because I'm trying to like picture the name in my head, but those like powdered potato flakes, is they can like sit on the shelf until doomsday and like they don't go bad. So at the end of a day, like a busy day when I've planned nothing for dinner, I can just grab those, and the intern likes those too. So I can just grab those, make up some mashed potatoes, and then, you know, whatever meat we're having. Easy peasy, quick meal. You don't have to think about it, don't have to plan ahead. So those are my potatoes that I keep on hand all the time. I'm already out of the freezer, y'all. Item number 1, I'm already out of the freezer. Let's get back in the freezer with item number 2. And y'all can tell I just went through my freezer and wrote down stuff because item number 2 is mini wontons. Have y'all tried these? I think they're wontons, not pot stickers, but the little like mini chicken ones. And they're, I think, so here are the numbers. 12 of them, I think, is 5 points, but then I think 13 is 6 points. So like that's the, you know, Weight Watchers math, like that's the cutoff. But 12 of them, that's a bunch. So I'll eat just, you know, a bowl of the wonton pot sticker things, or eat them with a salad. That's super filling. Or if I'm really hungry, I'll do like some, and I know, y'all, I know I'm mixing up my ethnicities here, but I'll do some rice and black beans, because y'all know I'll do rice and black beans with anything. So half a cup of rice and black beans with those wontons, so, so filling. And it's 5 points for the wontons, 3 points for the rice, of course, no points for the black beans. And then maybe I'll throw some corn in with my rice and black beans. So, so filling, so easy. And of course, I always have rice and black beans in my fridge. I'll do frozen corn, which is further down the list, or canned corn, or leftover corn from the fridge. So super easy meal, no planning, no nothing. And it's 8 points and I'm full and I'm done. Some meats that I always keep around, or I try to always keep around in the freezer that I don't know that we've talked about. Well, I really like, the intern likes enough to eat. I think they're called, is it just bare chicken? I think they have like naked ones, like no breading, no nothing, but I buy the lightly breaded chicken strips. I'll stick them here. I know what the package looks like. I'm just not sure what the name is, because I feel like it's just barely, but that doesn't make, like just barely chicken doesn't make sense, because that would be gross if it was, you're eating something that's just barely chicken, because then what's the rest of it if it's just barely? Gross. Anyway, I think it's just bare chicken, because maybe it doesn't have I don't know. Anyway, so 2 of the strips, and they're like pretty good size, like chicken fingers, so it's 4 points, which might sound a little steep for, because you can do chicken for 0 points, but these are done. They're chicken fingers, they're breaded, they're delicious. Again, I think they're delicious. The intern thinks they're okay, but throw them in that. We of course do them in the air fryer. Throw them in the air fryer them up, they're good to go. You don't have to like clean them, cut them up, nothing. So that's one of those like convenience is worth a couple of points for me on nights when we're tired and in a hurry, or when the intern is just not going to deal with grilled chicken. So we'll do those chicken fingers, and he really likes them dipped in barbecue sauce. So I try to get him, of course, to eat the Rays instead of Sweet Baby Rays, but even Sweet Baby Rays on those is better than Sweet Baby Rays on like legit chicken, you know, like for real breaded, or for God's sake, fried chicken fingers. So I'm gonna call them just bare chicken fingers. That's one of my absolute, like I buy the big old bags at Costco, which aren't cheap, but they're worth it for me. Tyson has chicken strips that we like, and you can get like regular ones or blackened ones, and the blackened ones have a bit of a bite to them. So, and those are just naked. I mean, they're like blackened, but they're just like blackened naked chicken. So those are 0 points. So we get those, and I get just the plain old like grilled Tyson like chicken in the bag, like the chicken strips that we keep in the fridge to snack on. Y'all know we keep those around. I often have the blackened one. I don't know why I don't keep the blackened ones in the fridge. I guess I just don't snack on those. I think of those as dinner instead of, there's a bird that might come and attack me in a second. If so, that's gonna make for really good video. It's like encroaching slowly. Anyway, Tyson blackened chicken fingers, or like chicken strips. We keep around for a tasty dinner. Y'all know my other always in the, I almost said always in the oven. No, because I'm watching that bird. It's making me nervous. Always in the freezer. My other always in the freezer meats, fish. So tilapia and salmon, I always have. Shrimp, like I get nervous when I get down to like the end of my shrimp in the freezer. The flash frozen ones, I always keep those around because they're just so easy to thaw out and throw on some tin foil on the grill. They cook up quickly. And because I cook them on the grill, there's no cleanup whatsoever. Just like fold up the tin foil, throw it away. So love that. And it's lean protein, 0 points. Eat that with some black beans, rice, and corn, or make them into like fish tacos. So good. So I always have the bags of tilapia and salmon, and of course the bags of shrimp in the freezer. And chicken, we get the big things of chicken at either Sam's or Costco. We buy the chicken breast, and I say this all the time, the intern will buy me the chicken tenders because he's fancy, but y'all, I just cannot make myself spend the extra money. So I buy chicken breasts and just cut them up into strips, which I know those are not tenders, but they're like the same shape. But yeah, so I always have frozen chicken in the freezer. I always have chicken in the freezer, which makes it frozen chicken. Ground turkey, always keep 99% lean ground turkey, and that's of course 0 points. And sometimes, like if I leave it, these are like looks inside my, like the dark corners of my mind. If I leave it in the fridge to the point where it's like almost getting questionable, but I'm not, like, it's not what I want to cook that day, I'll brown it and then put it in like whatever serving size. I usually like make it 1/4 pound. Like I brown it and then I split up a pound into quarters, little like 1/4 pound size bags, stick those in the freezer so I can just grab out 1/4 pound of already cooked ground turkey. Even though I know I could freeze it just raw, I don't know, I feel like if I go ahead and cook it, it's not like, I worry because, you know, like when it gets close to not being good anymore, I worry that when I take it out and thaw it, then it's going to be in that like danger zone for too long. So I just go ahead and cook it and be done with it. Then freeze it cooked, thaw it, and then it's ready for me to use. So I will buy ground turkey and then freeze it either raw or cooked. And also turkey sausage. I think it's Jimmy Dean that has turkey sausage that's 2 points for 2 patties, and it's pretty good. So I will often make my own turkey sausage, which one of the intern's friends let me know that it's not really sausage. Just because you use sausage seasoning on it doesn't make it sausage. I was like, whatever. Go be big over there. I'm going to be lean and eat my turkey flavored like sausage. I mean, he was joking, but it was very funny. But anyway, Jimmy Dean turkey sausage. So remember, was it a couple of weeks ago, I got that chicken sausage, or those chicken, like hot dog chicken, whatever they were, from Aldi, and I got the wrong brand. So they were not the leaner ones that I wanted. They were too many points, and I said I didn't know if I was going to eat them. Well, I think I cooked 2, and I ate one and I left one. Well, the intern ate the other one and didn't hate it. So then he ended up making himself one. And then when he was at Sam's Club, he bought some chicken sausage. I didn't look at the chicken sausage that he bought. It might or might not be lean, but it is guaranteed to be leaner than pork sausage that he would have bought. So y'all, I am calling that a win, that the intern actually bought chicken sausage of his own accord. So I had been kind of thinking about starting to keep chicken sausage around just to see if it was good and to see if the intern would eat it, and then he bought some. So turkey sausage I do keep around. Chicken sausage we're gonna maybe start keeping around. Can y'all hear that bird squawking? I wonder if it's got, I don't think there are any nests around here. I think they're just squawking. I think there are birds actually flying through, like from Canada, passing through here, going south. Actually, it's, yeah, that way, because that's north. Flying through, going south, and I think they're just stopping by, having treats, and they're being squawky, because I don't think those are our birds. Anyway, I think that's all of my meats, but let's talk a little bit about, we mentioned turkey sausage. So let's talk about some breakfast things. I try to keep breakfast things around, even though I eat the very same thing for breakfast every day. I try to keep some things around for the intern. And again, y'all, we're doing harm reduction. So if I can get him to eat something a little healthier for breakfast, instead of like a full fat breakfast sandwich, like there are some lean breakfast sandwiches you can get. You can get breakfast sandwiches with turkey sausage. You can get breakfast sandwiches with like turkey sausage and egg whites instead of like sausage and eggs and, you know, cheese and all the things. Ain't no way I'm gonna get the intern to eat a breakfast sandwich with turkey sausage, but let's say he's in the mood for a waffle and I have home style Eggos in the freezer. Now, the regular old home style Eggo waffles, y'all check me on this, but I think they're 6 points for 2. Now there are some low fat, so it's either low fat or just like reduced fat, like lower fat, Nutri-Grain Eggos that you can get. And I think, so the regular ones are 6 points. Did I say 4 points for 2? I think it's 6 points for 2 of the regular home style Eggos. And that's not bad, but the Nutri-Grain ones, the low fat, reduced fat, whatever they are, I believe they're 4 points for 2 Nutri-Grain Eggo waffles. And I know that Kodiak, you know, like that Kodiak Power Cakes powder mix that we use to make those miracle muffins? I can't believe I got all of that out in one take. And then I like blew it by stopping to like I undid the breezy. Anyway, Kodiak, that same Kodiak people, they make a product called Power Waffles, and they've got protein in them. Now those are, 2 waffles are 7 points, but they have protein in them. So they're filling, and I'm sure they're delicious because y'all, Kodiak stuff is really, really good. So just have a look at those waffles, think about those. Now, think about what you're gonna put on them, of course, right? Because you're gonna add, depending on what you put on them, it's gonna add points. But that, you know, for 4 or 6 or 7 points as a base for your waffles, that's not bad to start, you know, as a base to build your breakfast. So think about some frozen waffles. And now my house is making noise. So we talked about the chicken sausage, right? It's like, I don't know, I would say probably between 3 and 5 points per link for the chicken sausage, depending on what you get. But, so we talked about chicken sausage, talked about turkey sausage, talked about breakfast, talked about all those things. Let's talk about our old faithful standards. Of course, we keep frozen veggies. So peppers, onions, corn, broccoli, vegetable medley, just depending on what you're making. Squash, different kinds of squash are great to keep in the freezer. I've been known to keep, because I love those like big fall squashes that are such a pain in the bottom to cut and cook. You can buy them frozen. So squash, I've started, well, y'all know, we talked about this. I've started keeping avocado in the freezer. Now I still buy fresh avocados. Oh, it just stopped. Okay. I still buy fresh avocados, but I keep frozen avocado for when I can't find fresh avocados, or for when there's like a gap and I've bought fresh avocados, but they're not ready to eat yet. So I keep frozen avocados. I'm sure I'm going to forget stuff, but I will put pictures up. I will have put pictures up of all the things, but I'll put pictures up of things that I forgot. Fruit, of course, we keep frozen fruit. I keep my cherry berry blast medley that I put in my yogurt every morning. I keep frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries. I think I have some frozen bananas in there. I keep all kinds of frozen fruit. You can eat that. Like I said, I mix it with my frozen yogurt. I don't eat frozen fruit with my cottage cheese because I just like canned fruit with cottage cheese. I don't know why. I really think it's a throwback to the fruit cocktail I grew up on as a kid in the 70s when nothing could like make you sick or kill you. So, but you absolutely can do that. There's no reason not to. Or just like thaw out some frozen fruit and eat it in a bowl. You can eat it over your desserts. You can eat it with, so, I feel like at some point I always feel like I turn into Rain Man when I'm doing these lists. But if you keep fat-free, actually it's not fat-free, I think it's reduced fat Cool Whip. If you keep Cool Whip, I try to keep Cool Whip around, but then once I thaw it, I use some of it and then it turns to not nice in my fridge. And y'all, what reduced fat Cool Whip breaks down to makes me wonder what it is that I'm putting in my body when I eat that reduced fat Cool Whip. So sometimes I don't always necessarily keep that around, but if you do have Cool Whip around, sometimes it's nice just to eat your frozen, like your thawed frozen fruit with just a little Cool Whip on it. It's a really nice, just like refreshing little dessert. And while we're on the subject of dessert, so that's fruits. Desserts. Y'all know how we love those Healthy Choice fudgesicle bars. So a lot of people like the Yasso yogurt bars. I've never had one of those. Apparently they're good. They're yogurt. They're either frozen yogurt or they're yogurt based. But y'all, those are like 4, 5, 6 points each. And if you like them, and if that's what will keep you from like making less good choices, eat those. The Healthy Choice fudgesicle bars, 2 points each. So I keep those all the time. I keep Halo Top ice cream. I don't know if they call it ice cream. Do they call it ice cream? It's really not ice cream. It's ice cream. It's like ice cream-ish. I keep those. I like the salted caramel and the peanut butter one. Let's be super clear. It's not chocolate peanut butter. I think it's called like peanut butter. Is it called peanut butter cup, or I just call it peanut butter cup in my head? And that's why sometimes I expect it to be chocolate ice cream with like peanut butter swirl. It's not. It's like almost like a peanut butter base with like peanut butter candy swirl in it. It is so good, but those are my two go-to. And like I'll buy other kinds sometimes, trying to like other kinds. Those are the 2 kinds I like. So I keep those 2 on hand all the time. And those are 3 points for half a cup. I think maybe, okay, I don't know that all the Halo Top is, but just check it. But the ones that I eat are 3 points for a half a cup. So Halo Top ice cream, fudge bars, and then we keep those little mini ice cream, the Mad Mini ice cream sandwiches. I'm pointing like there's a Mad Mini ice cream sandwich in my hand. We keep those Mad Mini ice cream sandwiches around for the intern because y'all, I know that I cannot eat those because I would not eat just one because they're little and cute and delicious and they're 2 points each. So if you can have just one and it cures your, like the intern will eat just one and then put the thing like back in the bag and put it in the freezer and then just walk away from it like it's not haunting him and calling his name. What? Not me. I would eat like half a sleeve. So I just don't eat those. But if you can eat just one, they're 2 points each for the plain ones. And then y'all, they make mint ones. I know, they're called mint minis. Now the mint minis are 3 points each. But again, I don't eat those. The intern says they are quite delicious. I don't eat those either because I would eat the whole box. But again, if you have, first of all, if you have self-control, if you're not a cockroach child like me and you can control yourself, maybe try those. If not, I would just steer clear. But mint minis or Mad Minis, we always keep around and I always do not eat them. And y'all, I think that's it for my list. So I tell you what, I'm gonna go inside and now we're gonna make something. And I think I know what we're gonna make. I have some overripe bananas in there. So let me go. Yeah, I tell you what, let me just go get us set up inside where we really should have been all along. Can y'all hear that felon in there yapping? They were out here and they were just like, Bo was actually acting fine, which made me nervous. And Daisy was like wandering around that way. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Daisy is mostly deaf. Like she can hear really like loud, like clangy noises and any noise associated with food. So like any noise in the kitchen will wake her up out of a dead sleep, or like if I'm on the bike and I like grab a water bottle and like my ring hits it and it clangs, she'll hear that, but otherwise she's just stone deaf. So I get nervous when she's wandering about, like maybe that she'll like wander into a cougar's den or something. So they were starting to kind of wander, so I put them inside. So Bo is at the door like screaming right now like he's being murdered. So let me get inside, let me deal with them. I'll get us set up in the kitchen with some cameras, and I'm pretty sure what we're gonna make, but let me tell y'all when we get in there, all right? So I will relocate us and I will see you inside. All right, y'all, I got us a camera set up. I got the food processor set up, and I wanna make some banana bread, but y'all know my absolute kryptonite is an ill-defined serving, right? Because like you got a loaf of banana bread, and let's say this much is a serving size. Well, I'll be like, well, maybe that much is a serving size. So here's what I want to do. I want to make a Weight Watchers friendly banana bread, but I want to make them in little bite-sized muffins. So I found some recipes. Well, I found a bunch of recipes for Weight Watchers friendly banana bread, but they used like oil and butter. And I was like, we can sub those out. And I was kind of in my head subbing out like applesauce for butter and this for that. And I was making myself a little nervous because y'all, I was going completely commando. Well, then I found a recipe that did all that subbing for me. Now, I know nothing about the person that made this recipe. They might have been going commando their dang self, but at least I'm not doing it. So let's jump on this. Let me get us over on this other camera and let's make some banana bread. I went ahead and mushed up my bananas and like cracked my eggs and did a couple things. But other than that, we're going to make this in real time. So let's get on this other camera and get going. Oh, let me move y'all over here. All right, there we go. So I'm going to dump, did I tell you I mashed 2 bananas? It's supposed to be like half a cup, and I had 2 super ripe bananas. So we're gonna call that half a cup. So 2 bananas, 2 eggs, and we've never made this before, so I'm gonna mostly follow the recipe. 2 bananas, 2 eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Y'all know we got the good vanilla. So a teaspoon of that, we call that a splash. A third of a cup of unsweet applesauce and a third of a cup of plain, non-fat Greek yogurt. So that's, I don't know, that looks good. I mean, we're following the recipe, we're just not measuring. So that's the applesauce. Let's do a good dollop of yogurt. A little more yogurt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, that's kind of a big half teaspoon. Or actually, that was a quarter. That was a quarter of a teaspoon, so I'm doing 2 of those. And 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. It seems like a little bit of a lot, but we're mostly following the directions, so, oh, that was a lot. Not doing a very good job with my measuring today. I mean, unlike most days, right? I'm gonna go ahead and put in the baking soda, which is 1 teaspoon baking soda. All right, and we're supposed to mix up the dry ingredients. And then we're supposed to mix the wet ingredients separately and then put them together. So let me word this a second, and then I'll think about what we're gonna do next. So we have to do 3/4 of a cup of sweetener, which of course I'm gonna use monk fruit, and then 2 cups of flour. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add those into here, but then I'm going to cut it off as soon as it's well incorporated because I don't want to like beat my dough up too much, or my batter. I don't want to beat my batter up too much and make it too like tough. So I'm going to do 3/4 of a cup of monk fruit sweetener and then 2 cups of flour, and then I'll be back. All right, y'all. I think that's it right there. Let me fold these sides in a little bit. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna, I know that there's a little bit of flour sitting there, but I'm just not gonna do that anymore because it's getting just a little sticky looking. So, did y'all see I ran out of flour? I had to go in the garage and get the second bag, but we're good, we're done. We got some batter. Now, this is supposed to be a loaf of banana bread, but like I said, we're gonna make little mini muffins. So I'm going to, y'all know how we do it. I'm going to use my 1 tablespoon scooper and scoop them into, is that the, yeah, my tablespoon. I had to look and make sure it was the right scooper. Scoop them into my mini muffin tin. Now, when I calculated it, I did 18. So I did all the ingredients into the thing and I said it made 18. This looks like it's going to make significantly more than 18, but it calculated up to 1 point per if it makes 18. So I'm going to make them, I'm going to recalculate it, but I'm going to call it around 1 point per muffin anyway. Let me say this, y'all, these might turn out awful. I don't know. Y'all know how we roll here. So let me scoop these out. Let me bake them. I got my oven going at 350. So I'm going to stick them in a 350 degree oven and keep a close eye on them. Because, you know, when you bake banana bread, it takes like half the dang day to bake it, right? You got to like get the loaf pan and put the like wax paper in it and put it in there and then bake it for a bit and take it out and do a dance around it and put some tin foil on it and put it back. We ain't doing all that. So I don't think these are going to take very long at all to bake, but I'm going to keep a close eye on them. And then I'll come back and show you what we get and we'll taste them. All right, so y'all sit tight. Y'all, we have muffins. Now, I baked them for about 30 minutes. I kept checking them with, you know, like you poke in the toothpick to see if they're done. I kept poking in the toothpick and starting at about 15 minutes, the toothpick was clean, but they seriously looked like naked baby mole rats. Like they weren't cute at all. So I figured I would keep baking them until they turned brown, and they just started turning brown at 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, I'm out. Now, you could bake them a little longer. You know how banana bread has that like gorgeous, like almost like bubbly-ish brown crust? Well, these don't have any butter in them and they don't have any oil in them. So I don't know if they would ever get that like gorgeous, like crusty brown crust, but they're cute and brown. So I should have gotten a picture of them at 15-minute naked baby mole rat color. It was not cute. I mean, it probably would have been good, like tasty, but not cute. So here's what we got. You know what? I'm going to leave it another minute because that is going to light my face up if I try to eat it. Let's talk about the points. So when I first calculated, I don't know, I had lost my mind. I put in 18. I don't know why. I don't know where I came up with that number. But 18, so that whole big vat that I made, I put in that it would be 18 muffins because, of course, I calculated it before I mixed the stuff up. So at 18, it was 1 point. So then that whole big vat of this size muffins, of course, made way more than 18. It made more like 40. And I could have gotten 48 out of it if I had really like made them, Lord have mercy, everybody knows that the way you make more of something is to make them smaller. But, you know, I mean, they're good size. Like, look at, most of them have like a nice little like dome on the top. So you can seriously make them a little smaller and it's not gonna hurt nothing and get 48 out of the thing. So they came up as 1 point per, but y'all know how Weight Watchers math works. So I'm gonna so I have them up in my app. I don't know, y'all probably can't even see that, but so one serving with it making 36, and this was 40. I just did 36 because it's 36, whatever. Hush, it's my favorite number, y'all quit it. I've not told y'all any like random rabbit hole stories yet, at least since we've been baking. So let me tell you one random rabbit hole story. For like literally the past 30 years, I've thought that I knew how to say 36 in Russian because my sister took Russian in college and she taught me to say 36. Well, I think I've talked to y'all about a student that I have whose family is from Ukraine, but they speak Russian. So this little boy speaks Russian. I'm obsessed with the Russian language. I don't know why, but anyway, so he was struggling in my class and I was trying to like, you know, bond or whatever. So I was like, hey, I know how to say 2 things in Russian. He said, what? I said, I know how to say I love you, which of course I learned how to say I love you in the movie The Great Escape. So I said, I know how to say I love you and I know how to say 36. And he was like, what? And I said, check it out. So I said, I love you. And he's like, yeah, all right, that could work. And then I said what I thought was 36, and he fell out his chair laughing. And I was like, I hope I didn't just cuss. I hope I did not just cuss out this 11-year-old child in Russian. And he finally gained his composure and he said, that's 34. I was like, what? He said, yeah. I was like, so for the past 30 years, I've thought I was saying 36 and I've been saying 34. And he said, yeah. I was like, all right. He said, so you're not quite as smart as you think you are you? I was like, okay, you're done. You're over. You're done. Anyway, so 36 is my favorite number. I put 36 into the recipe. That's all you need to know about that. Now, so 1 at 36, which really all you need to know is that it made 40. So this is very safe, a very safe number. 1 is 1 point. 2 of these are still, hang on, let me make sure. What in the world? Oh, yeah, 2 are still 1 point. So, and that's at 36. So 2 at 40 are definitely still 1 point. At 3, I think, 3 we go up to 2 points. You can have 3 of these for 2 points. And then they go up at like odd number. I think maybe it's 1 point per, but you can do 2 for 1 point, 3 for 2 points, 4 for 3 points. All right. Enough Weight Watchers math. Let's try this. I mean, that's assuming that they don't taste horrible. Maybe they taste horrible and we do 0 for no points. Let's try it. Feels, ooh, it smells like a banana bread. It smells like banana bread. It's very tasty. Could have put in another banana. It's really good. It's a little bit chewy, but y'all, that is 100% because I used a food processor and I knew it when I did it and I did it anyway. So what you're really supposed to do is mix up the wet ingredients until they're like all incorporated, and then you fold in your dry ingredients until they're just mixed in. And if you overwork a batter, your product is chewy. And my product, like, it's not chewy, it's just a little bit chewy. So I'm fine with it. It's got a tiny bit of a crust to it, but I really think, like, you can see, can y'all see that? There's no thickness to that crust. So if I had continued to bake it, it just would have gotten more done and like dried out and probably chewier. It would not, like, it still wouldn't have gotten that like crusty crust that you get on like a true banana bread, but it also wouldn't have been 3 or 4 points per like this much of a banana bread. So I'm gonna call it a win. I like it. I don't like it as much as our 1 point brownies, but y'all know I am a cockroach. You know what I need to do? I'm going to do this. I'm not even sure if the intern likes banana bread. If the intern likes banana bread, I will have him try one of these and I will put his rating out of 10 here. So if when you watch this and there's no number here and I just look like an idiot holding my hand here, you know he just didn't like banana bread. But if he likes banana bread, which I think I know that he does. I mean, I've only known him for 30 years. You'd think I would know this. But I'll get him to try these and see what he thinks, because he is not a cockroach. He's like the opposite of a cockroach. Like, I think y'all know this. This is my second rabbit hole story, but like when we eat cake, he gives me all of the icing off of his cake because he doesn't even like icing on cake. What I know, y'all, I did not know that when we started dating 100 years ago. Do not hold that against me. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see what a non-cockroach thinks of these, and you'll have seen the number already if we get a number. So that's it. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Let us know in the comments. So we talked about frozen foods that we keep on hand. I know it seems like a year ago now, but let us know in the comments, what frozen foods do you keep on hand so that you can cook things or make things or snack on things and make good choices on your eating plan. Let us know in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.